So the fifth coaching change has just happened in the USL Championship. And are there signs that different coaches are going to be let go as well? That is what we're going to talk about in this video. But before we get into it, welcome to the USL Insight, where we talk everything about the USL Championship. If you could just give this video a like, it really helps out with the algorithm so that we could get more content out of the USL Championship. But with that, why don't we get into it? And Frank Yallop has just been let go from Monterey Bay. Now, this news, when I first found out, I was kind of shocked. Well, not shocked. I was kind of like, it was like bittersweet, because I don't know, for some reason, I kind of wanted Frank Yallop to succeed in this league. I wanted him to be able to lift up a trophy, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but it was just somebody that I was rooting for. And the thing is, they weren't necessarily doing bad. I mean, they're in the playoffs right now. If the season was over, they would have the final spot in the playoffs. But I mean, I understand, right? That's not ideally where you want to be as a team. You want to be able to compete, and you want to be able to go higher in the pecking order, of course. But Monterey Bay have kind of been up and down. They've had good glimpses and they've had bad ones. Unfortunately, with this team, there has been injuries, and injuries have hurt them. They've lost some key players, and they would have instances where, they were beating teams by multiple goals, but then they would also have goal droughts. And it was kind of, so that's kind of like how the season has been for them. Up and down, up and down. If you're not producing, you're on the hot seat. You're going to be looked at intensely. And it seems like they've actually been talking to a coach for a while now. I don't know necessarily if it's a while, but I mean, they already have one announced, and they said that this is going to be a multi-year contract. So that to me was kind of surprising, and it's showing me that they were looking at Yallop as, okay, things are not going where we wanted them to go, so we might get rid of him. It seems like that was already planned to be done. Now, who this coach is going to be, we won't know until Monday. That's when they're going to announce him. But I have all these ideas, who it could be, and I've said this in multiple videos. I would love to see Hugo Perez get a shot. I mean, who knows? It could be someone that has coached in the USL before, or somebody new. But the fact that they were doing a multi-year deal, they were saying like, okay, we believe in this guy, the next guy, and we believe that he's going to be the change that we need in this team. I mean, you're thinking that it's going to be somebody big. But the thing with Frank Yallop and Monterey Bay was that last year, the club put out a statement saying that they thought that the past 2 years have been a success. And then also the USL has done videos with Frank Yallop, and they're kind of like making it seem like he's a big guy, he's a respected guy. And yes, he's won championships, but I mean, guys, that was such a long time ago. That was back in 2001 and 2003, or when he has won the championship in MLS. That's 20 plus years ago. If the last time you won a cup was 20 years ago, I mean, are you really that guy? The game has changed, so maybe your ideas are not working in the present game. I found it a bit interesting in that aspect, just because they have pumped him up to kind of be like this figure of like, he's one of the greatest and whatnot. And I know coaching is very difficult. Every great coach, except maybe a handful, have had failures, right? And I'm not saying Monterey Bay this year has been a failure or whatnot, but I'm just saying, like, when you think of greatness, a lot of these coaches have stints where it has not played out. And so it's very interesting to see what happens. I'm excited to see who they're going to bring in. With Frank Yallop, I have zero doubt that this is going to be the end for him. Another team is going to pick him up. He has had success coaching. And so we'll see what the future holds for him. And then quickly, just speaking on coaching and stuff, I saw that Wilmer Cabrera Jr. has actually signed with El Paso Locomotive. And that to me is kind of interesting as well, because it's a whole nother conversation of, the coaching. And what do you guys think about them hiring their kids? Wilmer Cabrera has brought him on when he was a coach at RGV. Rio Grande, and his son played under him as well. So it kind of makes me think like, okay, the last time that he was playing, he went and played in the 4th tier in Germany. Maybe it didn't work out. I'm not really that sure on his career, but then it's kind of like, is dad coming to save the day for him? Is dad gonna, give him playing time because he deserves it, or because it's just his son, And I think that's going to be very interesting to see. I wonder how other people feel about this. I mean, I did see on X, there was a couple of people who were, they were happy that he was going to be on the team just because of how bad El Paso is playing right now. I mean, they're really bad. They're terrible. And so it's almost like, well, what's the worst that can happen? But I don't know. I just find it interesting that he would want to bring his son on. And then, like, if I was the owner and the coach told me, hey, I want to sign my son, it'd kind of be like, is this a conflict of interest or not? Like, does he deserve it, or should we, kind of save the money for somebody who we think can actually help out the team? I had seen this news and it just kind of, came into my head like, why is that allowed? But yeah, with the head coaching change, this is the fifth one, like I said, and there could be more. I personally think it's weird when a coach decides or when an owner decides to let go of a coach during mid-season or towards the end of the season. I always find that weird because it's like, well, can a coach really turn things around? Can you bring someone in to turn things around when, if you're going to hire somebody new, it's like, well, they have their own order and they didn't pick these guys and they have their own playing style. And so is there enough time for them to adjust? And what happens if they fail? Does it come down on the coach? Or if they failed already, what was the difference of keeping the other coach, So I just find that very interesting when teams do that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Were you surprised that Frank Yallop was let go, or did you see it coming? I would love to hear what you guys have to say. But with that, guys, please like the video. It really helps me out. And if you can, share it. The channel is growing, and I'm so grateful to all of you who are deciding to come along with this journey. And so, yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you all on the next one.